Right on time is on time. All right. I
All
think it
right.
needs a couple minutes.
Looks like
But
we're
let's
live.
start off with how was your day? The
My day
week?
was very chill. I
Mhm,
did a little work. I don't usually work too much on Fridays. I usually don't have to, which is really,
mhm,
really nice. But this whole week, I have just been so tired. Just the
mm,
whole week. I think part of it is the weather. We've been having a lot of like stormy days.
like rain?
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
like I just wanted to like stay in bed and not
Yeah.
not do anything.
Not move out and like not do anything. Yeah, exactly. Not move out of the bed is what I want to say because it's so warm and cozy.
Exactly. Yes, I just wanna stay cocooned in my bed.
Yeah,
It's also winter, so it's cold, obviously, and I just, like, don't wanna do anything.
fair.
Uh,
That's totally fair.
but yeah, today really wasn't eventful. Really, most of my day was finishing this book because I
Yeah.
woke up today with, like, half of it to read.
Mhm.
So, yeah, what about you? How's your day?
I have to confess that I never finished the book. I still have
You
2
didn't miss
hours left.
much.
What?
You didn't miss much. It's all good.
I was telling Rachel, maybe like Wednesday, I was telling her that this book, I had like 6 hours left and it was gonna be like such a push for me to finish it. And it wasn't because like I wasn't like really enjoying it or whatever. Hello.
Hi, Lindsay.
But it was
Hello.
because I just like it just takes a lot out of you to listen to an audiobook at 3 times the speed, which was what it was available to me on Kobo. And then especially because I was like, going to work. Like, so it's just I don't have time for to listen to the audiobook. I need to focus on other things in my life. But this week was like any other week, but a little bit better, I guess, in terms of the deadlines at work. So that was nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then everything else was just like kind of the same. So all to say. But
Yeah.
hello, Linda. Yeah. So okay. Well, is this your first Grace Callaway book?
It's not
Okay.
actually. I have read one other book by her. Funny enough, I read book 3 of this series
Oh, okay.
like a year or two ago. It's called Regarding the Duke. That one is so good. I think I gave
Mhm.
it like 4 stars, and it's marriage in trouble, amnesia trope. It's about
Ooh.
Adam Garrity and Gabby, who we see in
Mhm.
this book.
Oh, yes. And Gabby's the one that kind of like has a mental breakdown, basically,
Yeah,
right? Because she thinks that he is like has something with a prostitute.
and she thinks that she's a bad wife. And
Mm,
so the setup for that book is that he gets into, I think someone tries to kill him. And so
mm,
he's in a very like traumatic type of like accident or incident or something where like he loses a lot of his memories of like them ever being married and like so they're kind of starting over. And it was really good. Also, the heroine is plus sized. She's not described as that in this book. I don't remember that, but she is described as being plus sized in
mhm.
that book. Um,
And was that
that's
like
the
one of
only
her
other.
insecurities? Like, did it
Um,
play a big role, or was it just because it was just like,
I do
like
remember maybe like a little bit that was like part of like her insecurity, but also like before he lost his memories, like I mean, we see a little bit of their relationship in this book, but he's just a little distant from her and he's like never really opened up to her. Um
oh, do they have
so
children?
yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a couple kids. Um
Oh, yes, I
that
remember
one was
now.
really good. I really liked that one, and I read it first, and you do not need to read the first 2 books
Yeah.
to enjoy that one. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think like that was recommended to me by Grace herself because like Grace and I got to know each other through the historical romance readathon that I did with Jessica and Lacey.
Yeah.
And I think one of the books that we picked for one of the marathons or readathons that we did
Was a Grace Callaway.
was a Grace Calloway book. And then, that's how we grew that connection to each other. And I've read a lot of Grace Calloway books outside of the readathon because I just wanted to see more of her work. And I do overall enjoy her writing because I think it's good. She knows how to write a steamy scene, that's for sure.
True.
And
It does.
the chemistry between her characters are stunning because it's always like I think it's always like kind of the same, like we have a protector type hero, but then the heroine's kind of like someone who causes trouble a lot, wants to solve the crime, wants to get into the action, doesn't want to stay by, the sidelines, wants to get
Right.
into it. So I think that's exactly what happened with the Duke identity, which is she is she's not part of the family of crime, but she was adopted into it, I guess. And her family is in danger now because somebody's trying to kill her like grandfather.
Yeah.
And then he is hired as her protector, so it's like a bodyguard romance. And he himself is like an undercover, like an investigator, like somebody who wants to kind of like take down this crime family. So yeah, that was the story. I'm gonna jump right into it. I think it was a good story. I don't think it was like my favorite Grace Callaway book. It was exactly what I knew I was signing up for when I read the synopsis and when I picked the Grace Callaway book. It was hot. It was fun. I didn't finish the book. I only have 2 hours left, so I don't know who's trying to kill the grandfather, but go ahead, Rachel. You can spoil it for me later on. And yeah, but there were some parts where it was just kind of moving way too slow. Like towards like the middle, I was like, all right, like we get it. You guys are hot for each other. You guys just want to bang it out all the time. But like, why do I keep caring? Like, why do I care now? I don't care because I already got that romance and I don't really care for the mystery. So
Yeah. Yeah, I gave this 3 stars.
I think I'll lean towards the same as you too.
Yeah, I think that the book was too long.
Mhm.
But I feel like her books are that
Mhm.
length. Like her books are kind of long, and I
Mhm.
don't think they necessarily need to be.
Mhm.
But I feel like the pacing of the romance was just off
Mhm.
because I was really enjoying the beginning. Like I would say the first third of the book was fun because Tessa didn't want him to be her bodyguard. And so she's playing pranks on him and, just making his life like a living hell. And I
Yeah.
thought that was so fun.
Yep.
And so because of that setup, I thought that there was going to be more angst, more of a dislike to love
Yeah.
vibe, but it really wasn't. That fizzled out very quickly. And then they became physical with each other, pretty early on in the book. And what really took me out of the story, like I literally stopped the audiobook and I was like, really? 32% of the way through, Tessa is in love.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, me too, girl, me too. Okay, but continue your thought.
It completely took me out of the story,
Mhm.
completely took me out of the book. From there, I was still enjoying it. And I feel like he realized his feelings about her like early too, like
Yeah.
definitely later than her. Like she falls for him first, but
Mhm.
he's feeling some type of way about her for sure.
But I don't even
Um,
feel like they got to like we didn't even get to know the characters at all yet, and they
no,
already fell in love. So that's why I think we're both like, wait, what? Like we had to like jump on.
yeah, and I feel like when she said that, when she thought that,
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
wasn't really love yet. I was like, you don't know him.
Yeah.
He doesn't know you. Well, especially because he's hiding his identity
Yep.
for most of the book. Like you definitely don't know him, but like you also don't really know him.
Yeah, like you don't know him. Like you don't know why
Like,
he's so smart and he's so well trained, so good at all these things. Like,
yeah, I was like, this is way too early, girl. This is way
yeah.
too early. Yeah. So basically, from like that point on, their romance felt very low angst,
Mhm.
with the exception that, like, okay, like the grandfather wouldn't approve of them getting married. Okay, like, okay, that's
Mhm.
something. And obviously he's hiding his identity from her, but she doesn't know that, obviously. So, like,
Mhm.
low angst on her end, pretty low angst on his end. And so, because of that, the non romance plot took over
Yep.
because it had to. Otherwise,
Yeah, like what else?
the book would be like a novella if there was no other plot. You know?
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah, so, like, I was just I would say by, like, the 60% mark,
Yep.
60 to 70% mark, I was like, "Okay, obviously, there's nothing going on with the romance except that they just, like, keep banging."
Mhm.
And, like, that's cool because like we've said, like, Grace Callaway knows how to write a steamy scene,
Mhm.
but I also wasn't, like, super invested in the steamy scenes because I just, like, feel like we didn't know these people. Like, I
Yeah. It felt like it was, like, thrown in there, but repeatedly, and I was like, "Oh, I'm tired," and I had to, like, skip a few chapters because it was just too much.
and you didn't miss much by skipping a few chapters. That's the thing, is that, like, this book is excessively long. There's
Mhm.
definitely some editing that could have taken place.
Mhm.
I think that the romance should have been developed better and paced better. And then, like, the whole non-romance plot of, like Lisa explained earlier, is basically someone is out to get Tessa's grandfather.
Mhm.
And so I'll tell you how that ended up,
Tell
because
me. Tell me who it is.
I'll tell you and I'll tell everyone, because you all, this book is not a must read. Let me just,
Yeah.
like, throw that out there. So I thought this was actually a decent plot twist,
Mm.
but also a little bit out of left field. But basically, it was. Do you recall reading? This was like a very small detail,
Okay.
but her grandfather mentioned something about his wife's younger brother and how, like, she was mourning his death, and, like, because her family disowned her when she married Tessa's grandfather. When they got married, her family disowned her. So then I think she thought that her brother died, and so
Mhm.
she'd been mourning his death for years, and then she passed away, years later. So it turns out that the younger brother wasn't dead, and he is the one trying to kill Tessa's grandfather because he feels that Tessa's grandfather ruined her life, ruined Tessa's grandmother's life.
Just
Um,
because they got married and she got disowned.
because she got married and got disowned, and because they were setting up, they were setting her up. I think her name was Althea, her
Mhm.
grandmother's name. So they were setting up Althea to marry a nobleman, a wealthy nobleman, to
Mm.
save their coffers.
Mhm.
But because she didn't marry a nobleman and she got disowned, but it's like all, so, like, the younger brother's just blaming Tessa's grandfather for all of that, when, like, yes, he did marry Althea, and but I mean, like,
Was she happy in the marriage?
she was. They
So,
loved each other.
yeah, that plot twist is out of left field then because, like
Right, right.
like, why are you doing this?
He was just, like, pissed because it's like, we could have had it all if you had just let her marry a wealthy nobleman.
Yeah.
But we see, because there is a part of the book where her grandfather talks about their marriage, and
Mhm.
it was a very happy marriage. They loved each other, and he was devastated when she passed away some years back, and he hasn't even attempted to remarry since.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was like, but also there was, like, a little bit more to it, because then after they thwarted Althea's brother, um, then Tessa's father, um, who is Tessa's grandfather's son-in-law, because they're not related by blood; it's through marriage. But Tessa's father then, like, tries to kill the grandfather too, because he wants like, control over, like, London's underworld, whatever. And so yeah, so it's multiple people trying to kill him, but
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense, right? Such a tough bad guy that he gets multiple hits on him, but, like, also at the same time, the little brother or, like, the brother of the wife coming out and being like, "You ruined her life," was so out of left field. It's, like, out of pocket because it's like, "Get out of here." She was happy, like, you had no reason to do this dramatic thing.
yeah, I mean, It made sense for the story. I don't think it really, and it made sense that like Tessa's father was also, because we saw at the beginning of the book that he was trying to get Tessa's grandfather to give him some territory,
Mm.
and he was refusing to. And so then by the end, he was like, "Well, I'm just going to kill you and take it all." Then, so that's it. That's the that's the story.
Did she get mad that he lied to her?
She did. She
Was it
did.
a third act
And
breakup?
it was so the if you remember Ransom the Duke
Mm-hmm.
that Tessa's grandfather was trying to get Tessa to marry.
Mm-hmm.
This plotline gives me a vibes of Devil in Winter because Ransom ends up taking Tessa, kidnapping her
Mm.
to make sure that they go through with the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But then Tessa puts like a bunch of bed sheets together and climbs out of the bedroom window that she's being kept in. And then Harry is there to help her escape. And then they like talk it out some and she forgives him. But
Oh,
she
okay.
was, yeah, because and actually that was revealed because like Ransom showed up and was like, "Do you even know who this guy is?"
You don't.
And so he reveals who Harry is, and then Harry's
Yeah.
trying to explain, and then, you know, she goes off with Ransom, and then Ransom's like, "Oh no, you can't leave now. Just because you like you came with me, like you're staying with me," and so which leads her to being kidnapped. But yeah,
Mm. Okay,
but
I see.
it is a bit convoluted as I'm explaining it, but
This whole plot, I mean, like, to be honest, like, all Grace Callaway books have a lot of characters from a lot of different books of hers and a lot
yes,
of from different series. So there's a lot
yes,
of different scenes. And then it's not necessarily moving the plot forward. It's just adding it there so you can be knowing of these characters that are in different books. So that's what makes the book thick.
yeah,
And
yeah,
and each one and each character kind of plays a role in it, which makes it even thicker. But then it can also drag the story if it's not done well.
yeah.
So yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, and then come to think of it, I've tried reading another one of her books, and I know it's a book that you loved by her. I
Which one?
started
The
Her
Husband's
Husband's
Harlot?
Harlot, and
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
I got like 20% of the way through, and I was just like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I was just like very much annoyed with the hero because the first scene of that book is the heroine dressing up as a prostitute
Mhm.
and having sex with her husband, but he thinks that he's having sex with a prostitute.
Mhm.
So he's cheating on her. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
I
like
think
such a weird start.
I think that book, hold on, let me double check. I think that book, it was a very, like, risky, like, move. Like, the rating that I gave it was, like, very polarizing, I guess, like, in a
Yeah.
way that not everybody's gonna agree with me, but I also think I was being very generous with it. I'm trying to look for the book right now to double
I
check
do
my
want to
rating.
read another book that series, like Her Protector, something, the bodyguard romance.
Oh, Her Husband's Harlot, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, but, like,
Okay.
that 3 was probably a shaky 3, like, maybe, like, a 2.5 out of 5 closer, but the second book in that series called Her Wonton Wager, I gave that one, like, a 4.5 or 4 or 5 out of 5, kind of.
That's one that I've heard is really good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like, her first books in her series might be a little bit wonky. It might be, like, the ones that you kinda don't like, but then once you kind of, like, you're in the story, you know the characters, maybe that's when it gets better.
Lindsay said, "How romantic."
Yeah.
Right?
I think it was, like, a cop out to say, like, marriage in trouble, but then have him not actually cheat, because
Well,
that
it was weird because like she had evidence, and you read the whole book, so you can tell me different. But I remember like that she had evidence that he was cheating on her with other prostitutes or other women, and so then she dresses up as a prostitute to try to get him back. So I've read a historical romance with this kind of premise as well. It's by Joanna Shoup. It's called
Mhm.
The Something Duchess. It's one of her first historical romances that she ever wrote. And with that one, it just makes more sense the way that, like, because the heroine also dresses herself up as a prostitute to try to seduce her husband back to her, because like they had gotten married when they were like, she was like 16 and he didn't want to marry her, but
Mhm.
his father forced him to. And so he's just been living his life like in Venice, like somewhere completely separate from her. And that one just made more sense, that like he feels no connection to her. Whereas like with this one, it just felt off to me. I don't know. It's still like definitely a morally gray premise, obviously, but it can be done right.
Yeah. I think like a lot of these tropes are like risky, but when it's done right, it hits really well. But then if the vibes are off from the beginning, you just kind of get so turned off by the story overall and you just can't get into it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, Linda, I can't say I'm a huge fan of the trope either. I mean,
But I don't even think there are a lot of this. Like that's
no,
like Joanna
no.
Shupe was the second one I've heard. This is
Those are the
her husband's.
only two books I've ever heard of with that
Yeah.
trope. Like, truly, that is, as far as I know, that is not a common trope.
Yeah. And
Um,
honestly, like, yeah. And I think it's because it's too risky to like write.
it absolutely, absolutely
Like
is. I
as an
think any
author, if
woman
I yeah,
reading, you know,
you're jeopardizing your whole piece of work by putting that small little trope in it. Yeah. So
absolutely. And some authors can make it work. You know, there. Have you read "It's the Day of the Duchess" by Sarah McLean?
no, I don't think so. Why?
Like that one really worked. Like I gave it 5 stars, but I mean the husband absolutely cheated on his wife,
Wow.
you know. But like I don't know how she made it work, but she did, and I gave it 5 stars.
Hmm.
And Crystal loves that book too. Um, but yeah, I mean, cheating, you gotta make it work. I don't know, and I don't know how to make it work, but like
Yeah.
if you're gonna use it in your books, like you gotta be a really great writer. Like that's all I can say.
Yeah, I need to know like yeah. I mean like I think if they got married and they got separated for a very long period of time, like she's off somewhere else and then now he's off somewhere else and it's like years and years and years of them not seeing each other, but then they forced to be back with each other again. And then during that time, he was having acquaintances. That would kind of make sense for me because like just to justify like the time period and back then of like how these
Yeah.
relationships work. Yeah, I think that would work. And then speaking of like other tropes that are like hard for me to kind of like sit through, there's like the trope where it's the mom falls in love with the daughter's fiance trope. Do you know? Diana
Oh.
Quincy did one way back, like her first kind of like book that she wrote
Oh,
with
yeah.
Avon. I never read that one, but then Sophie Jordan also came out with her most recent like paperback novel using that trope. Like the female heroine is an older woman. She's like maybe in her 30s and close to her 40s, and she ends up falling in love with like the younger suitor for her daughter's hand in marriage. And I never
Mhm.
read that one either, but it was just so hard for me to get into, you know what I'm saying?
The Diana Quincy one I read and I gave 5 stars. That one worked because, well, first of all, like that plot was her stepdaughter's
Mhm.
suitor, and they're very close, pretty close in age because
Mm, okay, that
the
works.
father is much, much older than her,
Yeah.
and then he passed away. Like she was somewhere in her like late 20s, and the stepdaughter was like 18,
Mhm.
19, and the hero is more so about like the heroine's age than the stepdaughter's age. Um, that one just worked, and I might reread that one soon. It was really good, and but since then I haven't been like um, compelled to read anything else by Diana Quincy, but that first book was really good.
I don't even no, I read one. It was the second book in that series, and it was unusual because she was kind of described to be as a con artist because she sets bones
Oh,
And then
yes.
he's like, "You're a freaking liar. I'm gonna expose you." So it became like one of those tropes. So I think it was like a little bit more normal, a little bit more tame. So then that's why I picked that one up and to try Diana's writing, which I enjoyed. I think I gave that one a 3 out of 5.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
also read
I've heard kind of just mixed reviews about her books since that first one.
yeah. But
Um,
I keep buying them because the covers are just
the
pretty,
covers are really pretty.
very pretty.
They're really pretty. Um, and I still read a lot of Sophie Jordan's books because she's got great covers.
Yeah. I was
Um,
just gonna mention that I read the latest Sophie Jordan novel, the green one.
I really liked it. I
Yeah,
didn't
I know
love it, but I liked it. You know,
I l no, that's a lie. I gave it 3 out of 5, but I think it was closer to 2.5 out of 5.
I think I gave it like 3.5. Like I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Um,
I
the
think it was
cover is
fun.
the best part about the book, unfortunately.
What?
I
What?
said the cover is the best part of the book.
Just roasting the fucking book.
That cover is stunning. I
I know.
love that cover. I love it, love it, love it.
The whole series, the covers are so pretty.
They are.
Like, the first one's yellow, the second one's green and pink, third one is just, like
I
the
liked
third
the
one.
one about the blacksmith. The
Yeah,
heroine was the blacksmith.
that's the third one. That one's really
Mhm,
good. Yeah, I
mhm,
enjoyed that. And then the second one I even liked too.
mhm.
Yeah. But the third one, I mean, no, the fourth one, the one that we're just talking about, which is called The Duke Starts the Scandal. I didn't really like that one because I felt that there was just not enough of the
I
development.
heard that that was bad. I heard that that
What are
book
you
was
talking about?
bad.
This is the green one that you read and
Really?
that
I
you
thought
said
you
you
were
like.
talking about book 1 of the series. I've
Oh
heard that
no,
book
book one in the
1
series was bad. I gave it 2 out of 5
Yeah,
stars.
I've heard that that was terrible. That
Yeah,
was just yeah.
no, it was not good. Yeah,
It is a great cover. It's a really
yeah,
great it's a unique cover too. It's really cool.
yeah.
Um,
No, the book one I didn't like at all, but I
yeah,
pushed it
nobody
through with
liked
the
it.
series.
Nobody liked it. Just like nobody liked book 1 of Joanna Shupe's Eris series, her latest series. The
Wait, what?
the
No.
Eris Hunt, like everybody hates that book. I refuse to read it because everybody hates it, you know.
Huh? Oh, yes, 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 yes. We talked about this so many times already. Yep.
We talked about this a lot.
Because we kept trying to make a joke out of it and being like, maybe we'll read it.
Yes.
We never did because we don't want to suffer through. And the audiobook's not even that long, but we just don't want to suffer through it, you know?
Literally everybody agrees that it's not a good book. So I'm just I don't think I'll ever read it. Um,
Maybe if
but
we're like bored and you're in for a laugh.
speaking of Joanna Shupe,
Hmm.
uh she casually dropped yesterday that she is releasing a book in December. I didn't know about this. Did you know?
No, but December of this year, we have to wait this long.
December, and it's an Anastasia retelling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think it's called like The Gilded Heiress.
I'm looking for it right now on
The
her.
only thing that I'm like about is that it's going to be trade paperback.
Mm,
And because it's trade paperback, I'm suspicious that it's going to be like an illustrated cover, like a cartoon cover,
mm.
which would be very unfortunate because Joanna Shupe's covers have been stunning. They've been
No,
gorgeous.
I don't think so because you know why? Because Sophie Jordan's like paperback novels from Avon Romance are a person, but they just cut off
Oh,
the
you're
head.
right.
They just
You're
cut
right.
off the fucking head, so you can't even see the face.
Oh my god, I hate those.
It's like the mouth and then gone. That's what you're gonna get.
Oh, I hate those covers. Yeah. Those like Bridgerton, those new Bridgerton style.
Yeah, with
Uh,
the Arial times, like no, like whatever the Calibre font or whatever they use.
oh yeah, I'm not a fan. Yeah. Shoop. Oh man, Shoop is like rarely a miss for me, which is why I refuse to read book 1.
You don't want to ruin it for
I
you.
do not want to ruin it, but I've truly enjoyed, like I've even gone back to like her very first series at this point, and I gave the first book of that series 5 stars. Like clearly I'm just a fan of anything the woman writes.
Mhm.
But I need to finish that series. I'm like almost through her whole backlist. I'm very close, and then I'll do like a ranking video.
You should do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. She's
Why has nobody told me?
knows
Why
it.
am I out of the loop?
She knows the loop.
Oh my God, I did not know, because she has not posted on Instagram or anything about it that I know of. She might have written about it in her newsletter. I have not read her newsletter in a while, but
Mhm.
she has not posted about it on Instagram. So I did not know that this was a thing.
Every time we do these, like, live shows, I'm always, like, looking at new books, and I'm like, "Oh, no, there goes my bank account," because like, I just
Oh,
wanna
and
keep
you
buying
know,
more
I just pre-ordered some books from Barnes and Noble because they're doing that
because of that book.
25% off sale right now.
Okay, so you had to get that Joanna Shupe book then, right?
I didn't, because I didn't find out about it until after I placed my order.
Aw, that's so sad.
But it's fine. It's fine. I'll just get it when it releases. I don't need a
Yeah,
pre-order of that, you know.
yeah.
The headless torso covers or cartoon covers for
Headless
me.
Torso. That's for me.
Honestly, it depends, because I've seen some really bad cartoon covers, like
Like which ones?
really poorly done, you know, but I've also seen some that are well done and are
Mhm,
beautiful. Um, the headless torso, I think for me with that, it's just they all look the same. They all look exactly the same to me.
mhm.
I cannot differentiate between, even just like the 8 Bridgerton books.
Yeah.
I cannot differentiate between those covers at all.
And
Um,
what is that supposed to hide, first of all? Because if I, like, bring that book out to the public, it kinda looks like I'm reading, like, a Amish romance kinda thing.
it
Like, it
does look,
still
you're
looks like a
right.
romance. You're
You're
not hiding
right.
anything.
You're right. No, I don't get it either. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to look simplistic and modern and like chic in that way, but like I just think it looks very basic and unoriginal.
It feels cold. Like, I
It
don't even know
You're
what I'm
right.
walking into. I don't even know what the story is about. It looks boring. That's what I
Which
feel.
is why I want my clinch covers to stay. Like
That's what
I
I'm saying.
love that like Lorraine Heath is still getting
Mhm,
those beautiful clinch covers, you
mhm,
know? But yeah, like I want to know what I'm walking into, which is my criticism of a lot of traditionally published romances nowadays, is that like there'll be these like bright cartoon covers, but like Tessa Bailey's books are super spicy. Like
mhm.
you wouldn't know that though looking at the cover. It's misleading,
They're
you know.
changing it now though, right? They're not doing the cartoon. They're doing minimalist fucking weird pattern and then just big ass title and then the name of the book. You know what I'm saying?
Do
Like
you have an example? I'm trying to think of,
it's like
because
outside
like
of my
Tessa Bailey still gets the cartoon covers. Like
yeah,
she's
because that's Avon,
like,
okay, read Bloom, like Bloom books, like
oh,
on
Bloom,
Anna
yeah,
Hong. Yeah, Anna Hong.
the
Fucking
title.
fucking just title, blue, like a little blue floral, and then bam. That's like it looks like a cover sheet. Like a cover sheet of the book.
I like straight up hate the covers that Bloom did for the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. I hate those covers. It's that. It's just a like for Heartless, it's
Mm.
just a light blue cover with just Heartless Elsie Silver. The original cover is stunning. Oh my god.
No, these are a lot better. Like these,
They're
even though
okay.
you hate them,
Yeah.
is a lot better like than the ones that they did for like I don't know. Let me look for it. Like I just got one in the mail. It's like Tate James,
Oh, I don't like those covers. I know what you're talking about. The
and it's
original
like
covers are so great. I love the original covers for that series, but I do not like those. Yeah, Bloom is basic. They're like just the title and the author's name, and that's all you get.
yeah, but I think they're doing that because it's just the new generation of readers, like the younger generation. For some reason, I just
They
don't
want,
get it. I'm not their age group anymore.
they want their discreet covers.
Yeah, and I'm not in that band.
I liked when we had the option, because
Yes.
for a while, like Anna Huang, for instance, her
Mhm.
Twisted series, she released both covers at the same time.
Mhm.
Of like with the guy on the cover. Those are the covers that I have, and then just like the basic words.
Mhm.
But yeah, now it's just very basic, especially like you said, it's Bloom mainly that's like doing the
Mhm.
super, super basic covers for sure. And I just saw Lindsay's comment. I completely agree. I find that those cute cartoon covers can be mistaken for YA because YA romances have those same kind of covers too. It absolutely can be misleading.
For me, it's the other way around. I'm looking at a romance thinking that it's romance, but it's YA, and I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like
Uh,
sometimes
either
the
way,
YA books look prettier than the adult books. And I'm like, what? So I get confused.
yeah, because they have to entice the younger readers. So they make like beautiful covers for YA books, and then some adult books just look super, super basic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that I feel like there's just a lot of that going on. The cover does not accurately represent what is inside, you know?
Yep.
And so, yeah, you're misleading your readers. Absolutely. Especially people that are like new to reading for fun. And like
Yeah.
they don't really know or understand you know, like the differences between cartoon cover versus cartoon cover, you know.
There's this JJ, I don't know how to say her last name. JJ
McAvoy,
McAvoy.
McAvoy,
So
yeah.
she has a historical romance series called The Dewbells, and so pretty. So pretty. Have you seen it?
What's it called?
So the first book is called Aphrodite and the Duke. And then
Those
the
are
second,
really
I
pretty.
know. I know. I own them because I was like, yeah, I'm buying them. They look so pretty.
I'll show you guys
So pretty.
that is a very pretty cover.
Yeah. I have them. And then the third book is coming out this year. I never read it yet, but the
Oh,
green
there's
one.
another. Oh, yeah,
Colors are just rich.
this one's really pretty.
The model is pretty.
Yeah.
Like everything just screams romance. That's exactly what I want in a model. Like if you're gonna do simplistic historical romance,
This is giving like Bridgerton, but like in a
this
good
is
way.
what I want. Yeah.
This is like, yeah, that's quality.
If you're not gonna give me like the cinch covers, give me that.
Right.
Yeah. Don't give me the fucking no head. Like fuck that.
Right. This one's pretty too.
Yes, yes, I like that one too. That one's so pretty. Spring vibes. I love
He
that.
reminds me of Edwina in the Netflix Bridgerton. Like, the vibe of her is giving Edwina. Yeah. But like I said, the cartoon cover can be well done. There's definitely instances out there. But yeah, I feel like the industry, and we've talked about this before, I just feel like the industry doesn't really know what to do right now.
You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to do the special editions. Have you noticed that?
Really?
You didn't notice it? It's like
I thought that was like the book boxes.
But now the publishers want in on that sweet money for like for the like exclusivity of the special edition, or just to sell it more by giving like different editions. So they're doing it with fantasy novels right now. So Fourth Wing definitely has its special editions where the edges are sprayed black, and then they have like alternate covers.
It's like a red cover versus the gold cover. Yeah.
And then Gothica, I think that's the title.
Gothicana?
Yes, Gothicana, sorry, is purple, and then they have the end pages now for the hardcover where it comes illustrative. And then they're also doing sprayed edges with stencil designs for some of them that I'm seeing on Amazon for special editions. And I think they're starting off with fantasy first because like it's like a big genre that everybody likes to collect their books in. And I think they're seeing the success of like Fairy Loot, Illumicrate, and like all those people. And they're doing all these like fancy ass designs to sell more of those books. And I'm like, well, if it means that we get special editions that are more accessible, like financially like accessible to a lot of people, I'm all for it.
Absolutely.
Because it's like $70 for a special edition book is like ridiculous. If a publisher can do it for $35 and everybody can have like a nice book, you know?
Yes. Yeah. And having to subscribe to like something like Fairy Loot to like maybe get a special edition of a book that you love, like it, you know, you're signing up for like the chance, you know. Although I think some of those book boxes you can like, but they probably sell out super quickly. I was gonna say you can probably just buy the book and like you know what book you're getting, but they probably sell out super fast. But yeah, I agree that like that's always been my issue with these stunning, stunning special editions that I see from like Fairy Loot, Illumicrate, etc. They are not accessible to most of us. And I already spend so much money on other subscription services, etc. Like I'm not going to spend more money to subscribe to a book box.
Yeah.
you know? So I like that, like what they did with Fourth Wing. I bought that special edition cover
Mhm.
because it's so easy to.
Yeah.
You
So much
know,
cheaper. You didn't have to pay for any because the printing likely took place in America or, if it was done overseas, the cost of it wasn't really put into, you know, the consumer's end. It was more so the publisher who had to pay for the cost.
I did see this,
I did not
Lindsay,
see
and
this.
I pre-ordered what I believe is the edition with the step back. What
What
I
book is this? I need to see.
It's King of Sloth,
Oh my
the
god,
Barnes& and Noble exclusive edition. I
I need it.
think I think the Barnes& and Noble exclusive edition is gonna have a step back, and it has something else, but yeah. And that's what I was gonna say too, is that most of the time, not most of the time, but sometimes the Barnes& and Noble exclusive edition will have sprayed edges.
Mm.
Um, and I usually like their versions of the cover more, so that's one of the reasons why I'll usually pre-order a Barnes& and Noble exclusive. Um, but it just depends.
I'm looking for the step back on her page, and I don't really see it.
I don't know if they've shown it.
Ah, it just says they have a step back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I also see that there's news that Anna Hong has a new series.
Oh, I think I saw that too.
Is
Yeah.
this football?
Oh, it's the Target exclusive. The Target exclusive has a step back.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. But
I
I
don't have.
pre-ordered Barnes& and Noble because of that Barnes& and Noble sale.
Mm,
You know, I actually prefer the Barnes& and Noble cover because this is a very subtle difference, but like the color of the font is blue with the gold, and that looks really cool. Versus the Target one is just gold, and I feel like it just looks a bit more basic. But anyway,
mm.
I'm sure somebody will post the full step back when it comes out.
Is the Striker? I was like so confused reading it. So the Striker's a soccer romance novel.
I have no idea.
Yes, it is. Who's ready to enter their soccer romance era? Yes, I know it's called football in the UK.
Interesting that she's doing sports romance.
Yes.
She's been doing billionaire for years.
Oh yeah, that's her thing.
That is her thing for sure.
Yeah, that's her thing. Like it's always super rich dudes with so much power. And then you're just like, ooh, this fantasy.
Grumpy billionaires.
Yeah.
That is her thing.
Yeah. Or grumpy billionaires who want to destroy the other, like the girl's family because they wronged him in some way.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. It's her thing. It's a formula. We like it. We like what we get, I guess.
She does it well.
Yeah. And Lauren Asher is the same way with the rich billionaires too.
True.
Yeah. But entertaining. What can I say? I don't hate them. They're entertaining. They kill time. What else?
We could bring up next month's book.
Okay. Do you have a recommendation?
The only thing that I was going to bring up is because February is a short month.
Oh yes, we thought about
this. Always make February like a novella. That's an idea.
Wait, didn't we talk about how February we were going to skip it because it was because we're busy?
Possible.
Because I said that I was going on vacation and I was like super busy during the month, and then we said I'm okay with taking a break to go for March.
True. Yeah, because you kind of have something going on like every weekend.
Yeah, like I'm super busy at work mid-month, and then the following week I'm dead, and then the next week I'm on vacation out of the country. It's tough.
Honestly, that's fine. It truly is. I'm like fully in my fantasy romance era right now. So.
You want to absorb it.
So I'm cool with just like reading my fantasy romances.
Yeah. What fantasy romances are you reading recently?
I recently read Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. That one was amazing. Ooh. And it was only book 1, and I've heard that books 2 and 3 are incredible. So like I can only imagine how amazing those books are going to be. Like this is like, so it's just a trilogy, but it's like crazy epic high fantasy with a beautiful friends to lovers romance.
Mm.
And it's very well written. Like this is some like big brain stuff. Like I like, watch the audiobook every now and then and just kind of like sit with what Carissa Broadbent wrote. Like it's epic. There's some really cool magic system, like magic stuff going on. Are you talking about Carissa Broadbent? Because yes. Or Anna Huang, because yes. But I'm gonna finish out this trilogy first, and then I'm gonna move on to her other series is like the Crowns of Nyaxia. That's the one with like the gray covers that you may have seen. That one is like vampire romances.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, like it's so good. Yeah, Serpent and the Wings of Night. I've heard amazing things about her other books. But I also have like a stack next to me. Like I really want to pick up Sapphire Flames by Ilona Andrews because I've now reread the first 3 books of this series, so I could jump into this. But this is an urban fantasy romance series, and like the magic system in this is really cool too. It's very well done. But yeah, because I'm actually like filming a vlog right now where I'm gonna read like 5 fantasy romances.
How long does it take you to finish a book that's like 520 pages?
Depends on how complicated like the magic system. Like so for Daughter of No Worlds, that book was still like very readable, but like I said, there was a lot to digest for sure. Like that took me, I would say like 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Something like, I think that book was about like 550 pages. Yeah, because sometimes with longer books, I'm also reading other things at the same time. So I don't get burnt out on a complicated magic system or whatever. But then something like this is much more like easier to understand because it's urban fantasy. And like it's mass market paperback that's like, you know, a normal size. So like this probably would take me like a day or 2.
Nice. I love that for you.
But highly recommend this series, by the way. If any of you are looking to get into any kind of fantasy romance, I think this is a really good place to start because the magic system isn't too complicated. The romance is fantastic. The first 3 books focus on a different couple, and these 3 books focus on another couple. So cool stuff. But yeah.
March. Do you have anything on that comes to your mind?
I know, because I was thinking like a novella for February, but we're not doing February, which is totally fine.
And then February is not even a short month. It's leap year.
But it's still a little bit short.
29th, I guess. We lose a day.
Like 2 days. Or 2. For March.
Is it just me or is January feels like forever? Like
January always feels like forever because it's 31 days and it's winter and everyone's tired. Everyone is tired from the holidays.
Yeah. I'm like, how is this month still going on? I want to get.
I'm like, oh my God, January's over. What the heck? Because February's gonna fly by.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, like it's crazy.
And then it's March.
Already the 26th. Yeah. That's kind of crazy to me. But I don't even know what I was gonna say. For March too. And that's the thing is that like there's just not a lot of like new releases that I'm excited about.
I have like Vivian Lorette, I have Lenora Bell, but I'm gonna probably read those before March.
Yeah. I don't really read those authors.
Oh, you know what I'm reading right now?
I just saw Lindsay's question. I have not read Kate Bateman's new book.
Oh yes, I just got that in the mail.
I've heard kind of mixed things.
Okay. If you say mixed, we say no.
Let me make sure. Because like I feel like maybe I saw like one mixed review. Let me see.
You know what I'm reading? Okay, so I like basically read Victoria Alexander last year. and I really liked her series. So I'm
Yeah.
starting a new series from her. So far this is about a woman who is married, but then her husband died, so now she's a widow, and her daughter is like 19 years old and getting ready to get married. And then she is ready to be by herself again. And then she actually has an interesting past. She used to not be a noble lady. I think she used to be like a pirateer or something, because she would be on ships and then she would like bring in like contraband. Is that how you say it?
Like
Into
smuggling.
Yeah, she'll smuggle things into the country for money, and she's a good fighter, I think. And she knows how to deal with like bad guys and stuff like that. And then now, because her husband's estate is crumbling, not enough money, she needs to go on this adventure to go find pirate treasure. So she's gonna do it by herself, but then our hero is there, and our hero wants to go with her. But then our hero doesn't know that she has a secret identity, and our hero just wants her because he thinks that she's going to be a suitable wife for him. Like plain, simple, nothing going on. And yeah. But it's slow so far. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to read more Victoria Alexander. I'm not saying that this is going to be our group pick, or we're picking Victoria Alexander as our group pick. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And obviously Goodreads has to be down every time we do a live show. Like
it loaded for me. I don't know.
It told me it took too long to request. So I think it's pretty much
Lord.
going to be down again. So
Lord. I'm interested in these novellas.
okay, if you're saying novella, I say hell yeah. I love novellas.
Have you read anything by Alexandra Vasti?
Nope.
Because I've heard amazing things about these novellas.
Oh yes, you talked about them. Let's read them. How many should we read? One?
I say just one.
Okay, just one. Don't set ourselves up, Like don't say 3 and then like we only read one.
Yeah, because there's 3 in the series. And it looks like they got republished.
With different covers?
With different covers through St. Martin's.
Oh. I don't like. I mean, they're cute, but like I like the
original. I like the original cover better, actually.
Yeah, this one's just I get it, but it's.
I've heard like amazing things.
Let's read it.
About these.
Let's read it. Is that the first book?
Uh-huh. In which Margot Halifax earns her shocking reputation.
Okay.
Yeah. These, for a long time, by the way, guys, you could get them for free just by signing up for her newsletter. But now that they're being republished, I don't know if that's going to be the case anymore. And I thought I think she did go on KU recently. But anyways.
Oh, you know what? I just marked her new book that she's going to release this year as a want to read because the cover looks so cute. It's illustrative cover, but I thought it was cute. It's called
this is cute.
Right? It looks cute.
I actually got it on NetGalley because for a while it was just marked as read now. So that comes out July.
Look, there's a little dog.
That's cute. That is really cute. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. Like that I've been thinking about.
Slowing down.
Oh. I know. I'm trying to think of anything else that's like recent. But there's also like older authors that I know I need to read more from.
Yeah.
Like I really do need to read more from Teresa Medeiros.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like absolutely, I need to.
Still never even read. Oh, here it is. The Vampire Who Loved Me. Still never read this one yet.
Oh, you need to.
I know, but there's no audiobook.
I know. That's the only thing with her books is that like none of them have audiobooks.
I know. Boo. But I know I need to because it's so good. The first one.
It was really good. That's a fantastic book.
Yeah.
I'm looking through my Hoopla right now. Like, what historical romances?
You know, your Hoopla does 4 times the speed, and I swear to God, my Hoopla only pauses at 3. Or
Are you
maybe,
serious?
yeah, it's a piece of shit. Okay,
Mine goes all the way up to 4 times
I
speed.
think it's fucking Canada. I think it's like Canada. Like shit. They always don't like the Canadians. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Do you watch football? This is such a random question.
Do I watch what?
Football.
I don't watch sports.
Okay.
I'm not a sports girly.
Okay.
Which and what's really funny because I recently read Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which is about a tennis player. And I was like, the fact that she made me care about tennis. Like that's the feat right there.
Wait, so does that mean that you don't like sports romance?
I do.
Okay.
I enjoy it, but it's never been my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Me
Have
too.
you read any of these books by Lisa Braden?
Yes, I read that one that you just showed.
Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
No. I don't like her writing style. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
really?
Yeah, because it was more
Wow.
it was more showing, not telling. Yeah.
Or telling, not showing.
Telling, not showing. Yes.
Yeah. I'm looking at like series that I've marked on Hoopla. I've heard really good things about this series by Anne Gracie, like The Autumn Bride, The Winter Bride, The Spring Bride, The Summer Bride. Have you heard of that series?
No.
I'll pull up The Autumn Bride. Jessen loves this series. Let's see. The Autumn Bride. This is a pretty cover.
Oh, wait a second. I have some of her books. I just don't know where they are. I have random books in her series.
That's like the story of your life.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it is. Because like I literally just buy random eBay lots and then now I just have random books everywhere.
You just have completely random historical books.
They're not even part of like the series. It's just random books in random series. Oh, you know who I recently read? Jenna Peterson.
I've never heard of.
That's what I was saying. That is actually her. Jenna Peterson is actually her. What's it called? What's it called when it's like not your real name?
A pen name.
Yeah, it's her pen name because her real name is. Let me look for it. Her real name is, I think, is Jess Michaels.
I have a few arcs from Jess Michaels, that I have not gotten to yet. I got them off of NetGalley like a while ago, but they were poly romances, and that's why I requested them in the first place. But yeah,
I read, I think, all the books in Teresa Medeiros fairy tale series, and they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah, I definitely need to read more from her, for sure.
And my Goodreads is shit. It's not loading pages, so I'm just gonna sit here now.
Right, I'm just.
I can't even look at anything. Like, what am I looking at? My fingers. We'll do the novella. I'm good.
I'm good with that too, honestly. I'm not inspired right now. Like, I'm just by anything else. Yeah, let's go with that one.
It's okay. We have 2 months to figure out April's pick. We'll be inspired by then.
I need to get back into Lorraine Heath because I feel like the reason why I haven't picked up her newest series is because I'm behind. Like, dude, I need to read the series before.
Dude, the new series that she has out right now is more mystery than romance. So.
Oh, really?
I know. That's why I took so long to read it.
A March pick, guys. Yeah. So we'll decide on a date and time, but we've got time. It's not February. We're taking February off. It's going to be for March.
Yeah, it's going to be on Rachel's channel.
Yeah, it's going to be on my channel. Anything else that you can think of that you wanted to discuss?
No, that's it. I can't discuss anything. My Goodreads is down. It's like basically working with nothing right now.
Nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah, it's like I'm barely a reader now without my fucking Goodreads. Don't even remember what I read anymore.
I need to switch. I've heard good things about Storygraph.
Yeah, I know. I heard good things about it too, but I'm too
I'm
committed to
saying I'm
Goodreads
gonna switch, and then I just don't. So I
right
like
now.
need
So,
to make that happen because Goodreads is so. The fact that Goodreads has not
improved
it has not improved since it like first was created. I do not understand.
because nobody wants to invest in it. They should just sell Goodreads to a tech company that actually cares.
That actually gives a shit,
Yeah, and we could have an actual app that actually works. But we
right?
got Goodreads like in a like Goodreads has us in a chokehold right now because it's like the only thing that we've known for so long.
Yeah, yeah, that's annoying.
Yes, we decided on a novella.
Yep, we're gonna read the let me pull up the cover again. This is in which Margot Halifax earns her shocking reputation. Like I said, for a long time, this was free if you signed up for her newsletter. I don't know if it's like on KU now or what, because I know that it got picked up by St. Martin's, and St. Martin's is going to publish their version on February 6th. And that's this cover, which is very to me. But, you know, however, I'm still very excited. I've heard amazing things. It's like 90 pages. We're going to fly through this novella and just have a good time.
I'm gonna read it in Punta Cana.
Huh?
I'm gonna read it in Punta Cana on my vacation.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, and it's gonna be so fast.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be great.
All right. I think that's going to be it for this live show. I don't think we have anything else
It
to.
was nice chatting with everybody today. It was
Yeah.
catching up to on everything romance.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right. See you guys later.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. See you in March.